A prime competitor to the Galaxy Note 3 and the Optimus G Pro, the Blue Life View brings a lot of great features to an affordable price point. I'm Aaron Baker from PhoneDog.com. Let's do a full review and see how Blue's phablet device holds up against the competition. It's the Blue Life View, and if you want a device that's got pretty decent specifications and has that phablet look and feel, so you like the Galaxy Note 3 perhaps or the LG Optimus G Pro, but you don't want to spend all that money, the Blue Life View may be the device for you. Now, specs-wise, it's a little bit different. Blue is an upstart manufacturer based in Miami or in the Miami area, and they're really revolutionizing in a lot of different ways. Special thanks to them for giving us a review, and I'm excited to continue our quest into Blue's devices. Hopefully the Life 1 will be here soon. This is the Life View, which again brings that kind of phablet look and feel. And again, obviously to get down to that lower price point, they do skimp in some of the features departments, and they have to keep costs down. But still, you're getting a pretty decent device. It's around somewhere between $299 to $329, depending on where you look. These are available for sale at Negri Electronics. They're available through Amazon and more, so if you're interested, be sure to check that out. Now, specs-wise here, you're packing a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core Cortex A7 CPU. Display-wise, you're packing a 5.7-inch display with 258 pixels per inch, 720 by 1280p. On this device, and then on the back, a 12 megapixel camera here, as you can see. 2,600 milliamp hour battery on this device. You got HSDPA connectivity. Interestingly enough, it's a mini SIM card that this thing takes. It does have dual SIM card slots, but it's mini SIM, so we are connected to Wi-Fi right now. I haven't had a mini SIM in several years. Nano SIM and micro SIM is the name of the game with the US wireless carriers, but you can still pick those up if you need to at your respective wireless carrier for the most part. Android 4.2 running on this device as well. Jelly Bean, secondary camera, 5 megapixel front-facing shooter here, 1080p HD video recording capability. I should point out on the back, not on the front of this device. But Android 4.2, and yes, it looks like a relatively stock version of Android when you go through it, but underneath the skin, there are, hypothetically speaking, there's not really that much of a skin. Underneath the skin, you do have some cool little customizations on this device that make it a nice little phone in a lot of ways. But first, let's talk about the design here. You've got the power button on the right spine, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack up top, micro USB charging port down at the bottom, and volume rocker over here on the side. From a feeling point, usability and overall standpoint of that, feels great in the hand here. Like the metal on the back, it gives it a premium feel while keeping costs down on the front. Obviously, it's not metal on the front, but still has a nice feel to it. I can't believe this device is around $299. They've done a great job making it a premium feeling device, but keeping those costs down. And again, I keep harping on the cost, but that's very important to a lot of people. A lot of people don't have $500 or $600 to spend on a device. They want something that's got decent specs, that's large, and keeps the price point under control. A couple of things I like about this device. We'll go into display here and take a look at the lock screen notifications, the scenes as well, and just kind of walk you through the default and then the work scene, all the different customizations this has. Theme is pretty cool. I happen to be a fan of this. We'll change the theme to mint, for example, and it changes that stock blue Android color to, for example, raspberry, or to mocha, or to mint, and you can see it changing up here as we go through it. So obviously green line there, and I can go back out here and take a look, and you can see the green color scheme all throughout the device as I use it. The color of toggles, or the color of the toggles, that's hard to say, changes from blue, which is the stock, to green, which is what I selected. So display here, we've got that. Wallpaper, brightness, daydream, font size. So you got a couple of different options here. Font size, normal, and then I've got my buttons down here, menu, home, and back, and then go back down through here as well. Audio profiles, so all the stuff that you would get on a larger device. Audio profiles, general, silent, meeting, outdoor, and then of course audio enhancer for earphone as well. It does have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. This is where it gets cool though, smart gesture. We'll come in here and take a look, and the spelling's a little bit off. Proxmi, I'm not sure what Promixi unlock is, but I'm assuming they mean proximity unlock. And there we go, it unlocked just by me moving the hand across the display. So you've got some of those Galaxy S4 and Optimus G Pro and G2 type features on a device that's $299. So it goes to show you can still get some of those cool software goodies in a device that's under $500. You can do stuff with silent, with speaker as well. You can answer the phone by waving the hand also, incoming call, camera snap, and more. So with camera snap turned on, I should be able to, and forgive the picture because obviously it's a pretty boring picture here. It's going to be the bottom of this mat that the phone's sitting on, but we'll go ahead and back out of that. And it should let me take the picture. There it is. You can see here, taking pictures in real time. And that is pretty cool. So otherwise, a pretty stock build of Android 4.2 here. We'll go into messaging and take a look just really quickly on this device. You've got that. And you do see some changes. We'll go to conversations here. Some minor changes here with the ability to add a picture, video, audio, and you can see this menu itself is a little bit different. I've got my emoticons right here, and then I've got my keyboard. Pretty stock look and feel here. Android keyboard through and through. Hey there, how are you? And of course with that nice big 5.7-inch display. It's only 720p, but still HD display, really crisp and clear in the color department. You can see that it moves relatively quick with little to no lag. Again, a quad-core processor. It's clocked a little slower than other quad-core processors on the market, and obviously it's not a Snapdragon 800 CPU like what we're seeing on the G2 and then on the the Galaxy Note 3 as well, but still very fast in day-to-day stuff. You've got your contacts here, and you can see how quickly this loads up. And again, going back to my customization, you can see the font change, or the color change rather, up top from blue to green. You can see some minor customizations here as well. I've got my received calls, my missed calls, my dialed calls, and I've got my keypad right here. Again, green color scheme, a little bit different versus stock Android. See 611, just for example, I can dial from SIM 1 or SIM 2, so I've got that SIM card capability to use both, or use one or the other rather, all in my contacts or in my phone application, which I think is pretty cool. So dual SIM capabilities, both are mini SIMs. Keep that in mind. We'll jump into the 12 megapixel camera here and take a look, and really quickly we'll run through the settings and see what we've got on this bad mamma jamma. HDR capabilities here as well, and you can see I can scroll through, do a couple of different things. HDR, it's taking the pictures as I'm going through here. It looks like, oh, it's because I'm waving my hand over it, duh. And I've got that, panorama. It's giving me instructions as well. Settings are down here. GPS location info, shutter delay, self-timer, picture size. Got all this stuff down here that I can customize and configure, including white balance, image properties, exposure, color effect, and more. Now you can see this is not the stock version of the camera application. BLU has made some minor customizations to this, but still 12 megapixel camera on a device this inexpensive. I'll bring over my Elgato just so we can focus on some text here and see how it looks. Let it focus in on that Turbo 264 HD. And let's say I'm with my friends. Snap, just by waving over the display, and I can go real time from my live camera application into the gallery. And you can see a little washed out there because the colors behind me, I have the windows open, but still a pretty decent camera all around. 12 megapixel shooter here, 1080p HD video recording, and then of course we'll jump right in to the web browser as well. So you can see 5.7-inch display, going to be great in a lot of ways. One, for content consumption. So whether you're browsing the web, you're watching YouTube, 5.7 inches is great, and that's why a lot of people like it so much, be it the Galaxy Note line of devices or the Optimus G Pro, Sony Xperia's Z Ultra, all great for large display fans. And that's something you get here, but you get it at a lower price point, which I like a lot. So again, portrait to landscape here. Transitions are nice. This isn't going to zoom in because this is a mobile version of the page, but you can see here as I scroll up and down, I've got my page, phonedog.com, and then of course I can open up new pages as I see fit just by clicking right there, and it shows me the live number of browser windows that I have open. So all in all, a nice device here. The pros, incredibly cheap price, quad-core processor, decent amount of megapixels in the camera department, and the battery at 2,600 milliamp hours, not bad. The same size as the Galaxy S4, could be a concern for long-term use. I get about 10 hours to 11 hours with moderate use on this device, but again, I keep in mind that's on Wi-Fi, that's with the screen turned up to the highest brightness, that's with a lot of the tests that I've done. That is not indicative of day-to-day performance. Get your SIM card in this, get to HSDPA plus connectivity, or HSDPA connectivity rather, running, and take a look yourself. But overall, great device. The cons, clock speed isn't as fast, display isn't 1080p, and it may lack some of those goodies that you like from TouchWiz, from Sense, and more. But the build quality is great, the price point is reasonable, and you can pick this up through third-party retailers like Negri Electronics. Before I sign out, I want to give special thanks to our partners at Best Buy Mobile for giving us devices very similar to this for free that we turn around and give to you in the one-pawed bandit game on phonedog.com. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working. You'll get your email, your web, your contacts, and your settings all good to go. So when you walk out the door, you're working. I'm Aaron Baker from phonedog.com. Keep it locked and let me know what you want to see covered in dogfights and subsequent challenges with the Blue Life View. I'm on Twitter at phonedog_Aaron, Facebook, facebook.com/HiAaronBaker. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.